Ignition sequence starts. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Hey everybody, this is the Digital Asset Investor, and the football has begun today, and I am thinking of taking my sons to a Hooters type restaurant. My son said he wanted to get his picture, my 7-year-old said he wanted to have his picture taken with a Hooters waitress of all things. Don't understand exactly what this 7-year-old is thinking. Well, actually, maybe I do. He might think it's funny. I don't know. Okay. Here is the first thing I got today from Darren Palatina. He sent me, looks like he wants, I think that's a Beamer. Looks like he must want a purple BMW when XRP finally moons. I wouldn't mind having a BMW. This is from Caitlin Long. Now, this is about the economy here. She says, it's official, unofficially, QE4 is underway in all but name. Here's a visual of Fed repo operations. They're not just an asset swap, as mainstream argues. Since Fed's balance sheet is growing again, aka losses are socialized to all U.S. dollar holders. And she shows you this chart here of the Fed's balance sheet and what has occurred. And then there was this from Green Eggs and Ham. He said the fact, and he nails it here, the fact that some of the overnight funds became 2-week loans to me says this is QE4. It may settle down again a bit, but this was the warm up, no doubt. My banker source said a couple of months ago that they fed on yield curves, lost control, and we're in a recession. And he's tweeting out this right here. The Fed's balance sheet is increasing again for the first time since QE ended. Many argue that adding liquidity to repo markets is not the same as previous bond purchase programs. What do you think? Well, I think QE has begun, and 72% of people agree with me. And then this is pretty great from Rhythm Trader. I'm sure it's just a coincidence, but maybe hedge yourself just in case. This is a article headline 2 hours ago. Powell says economy faces some risks, but still in a good place. And then from November 8th of 2007, economy faces risks, not recession. And that's Bernanke, another one of the government, what do you want to call them, a shill, Federal Reserve, central bank shills. Okay, and then from Pompliano, Anthony Pompliano puts this out every week, but we have our own person in the XRP community who is giving their answer to this smaller focus of This Week in Crypto. This is Pomp's This Week in Crypto. Lawmakers ask Fed to digitize USD. Crypto Rating Council launch. Morningstar puts ratings on chain. BitGo launches staking service. Block.one and CS settle with the SEC. Bitcoin is still not dead. Another strong week of progress. And then this is XRP Research Center at XRP Center says This Week in XRP. Spring launch. How do I not follow that? I know that I used to follow it. There must be a couple of Spring handles. Spring Development launched, XRP developer platform members announced. UBRICON took place. Spring Hackathon at UC Berkeley. Binance DEX to add XRP. BitPay to support XRP. Samsung Pay partners with, what's this called again? Finabler. Spring invests in Vega Protocol. And then it continues. Joel Katz, David Schwartz suggest XRPL enhancements. GateHub partners with Coil. AirPay partners with InstaRemit. We've got a helicopter going over. Ripple acquires Algrim ODL integrations. Bitrue launches XRP loans. Daiwa Securities Group Inc. and Sumitomo Mitsui Trust Bank join MoneyTap. So you see, I think I heard somebody else, and I won't name their name because they don't deserve it, but this person who is an anti-Ripple, anti-XRP did a tweet where they said, you have to admit there's been more progress in 1 week with Ripple and XRP than there has with Bitcoin in the last 10 years. It's so true. Okay. And then they apparently put Chris Larsen on stage at the UBRICON event at the end of it. This is from Ripple. Technologies need to work together to create a better balance between privacy and safety. UBRICON wraps up with Ripple co-founder Chris Larsen and Senior VP of Marketing Monica Long. So this is exciting stuff here. Looks like my thumbnail, and it looks like we'll have a black XRP right there, the perfect picture for me. And then Bob Ross, now this is the CEO, I think I got that right, CEO of CoinField, okay, who CoinField, remember, has said that they have a product, they're creating a product that is a game changer for XRP. He says, according to Wikipedia, there are 16 stock exchanges in the world that have a market cap over $1 trillion. They're accounted for 87% of global market cap in 2015. For mass adoption, we need to merge these traditional markets with crypto. Only XRP and Ethereum can do it. That's a pretty strong statement coming from the CEO of a large exchange. Now, that is what's going to happen, is XRP is going to be one of the bridges to that happening. And remember, we only have around 219 billion in all of crypto. And he's saying there's 1 trillion, over 16 stock exchanges each have over 1 trillion. All right, and then we got this from Mike. This is Mike Dudas tweeted this. The cryptocurrency space is too small for the institutional world. This is an article on the block from Tom Lee from Fundstrat. Too small for institutional world. There's a mechanical issue for crypto in terms of infrastructure that's needed, but there's probably also a size of market issue. And then he replies to this tweet, and he says, yes, our opinion, institutions have multiple reasons they aren't flocking to Bitcoin, in parentheses, in large caps yet, including overall market size too small, need for diverse infrastructure pathways backed as a good ad, and regulatory risk don't want 1 billion positive to vaporize. So they're waiting on regulations, and we're seeing the slow buildup of different access points, including backed. But what I want to mention here, he says yet. Now, the opportunity for you and I to have thousands of % gains in digital assets does not exist if all of this is already done. It's two major reasons. It's the thing he's talking about here. He's talking about the speculation part of things, but also utility. When full utility begins to kick in with these digital assets, combined with regulations being in place and all of the added infrastructure needed, that's when the real money will be made. And you and I are here ready to make that real money. But without accepting the call them risks of these things not being in place yet, and having to stomach the ups and downs that are associated with that not happening yet, that is what you have to be a part of in order to enjoy the crazy gains that there are to be made. And so it's important to understand that, especially for you young people out there who don't understand or haven't really thought about that type of thing. King Solomon at XRP_Al. Royal Bank of Canada pending patent application for multi-currency reward wallets that include Bitcoin and XRP may be adapted for currency exchange similar to liquid cash. And he's got these screenshots here. I don't know how this guy finds all this stuff. Royal Bank of Canada, this is the United States patent, and it says clients of an organization may be able to pay or receive funds using a new digital currency, and clients may also be able to earn and redeem reward points using the rewards for digital currency. May provide functionality associated with various accounts through transaction channels. Clients may be provided with a new multiple currency account which holds balances in various currency types, such as a government-backed currency, CAD, USD, EUR, and also digital currencies such as digital rewards, currency, Bitcoin, XRP. What else do you need to know, folks? I mean, is there anything else that you need to know? This is the Royal Bank of Canada that is basically setting it up so that their clients can hold XRP in their bank account. What more do you need to know? I mean, do you need me to draw you a picture of a bank account and draw you a picture of XRP sitting in that bank account? What more do you need to know? This is so in your face obvious. Everything that you and I are a part of. This channel has grown specifically because people out there get it. This all makes sense. My dad has told me for a long time about investing that don't listen to what other people say. Do your research, and then after doing your research and combining that with your experience and your common sense and your ability to read, combine all that together and then go with your gut. That's what counts. And my gut has been screaming at me since I discovered this in 2013. And I have never thought twice ever since I discovered Ripple and XRP. Never, not one time. No, I take that back. In 2015, there was a 1.5 year period after the collapse because crypto went up in 2013. That was my first experience with crypto. It went up like crazy, and then there was a crash, just like what we saw in 2017, a run up and then a major crash. Well, since it was my first experience in 2013, it wasn't that Ripple and XRP didn't make sense any longer. It was just that I thought maybe digital assets in general I was wrong about, and that this was just some strange thing that I had been wrong about. And then I woke up in 2016, I believe, and realized I had not been wrong at all. And that's when I went back and started really looking back into XRP and Ripple and realized, no, everything I had ever thought was exactly correct about this. Michelle Vandenberg sent me this. It's a tweet from Marcus Treacher. Happy to give input to the Banker magazine's assessment of Libra this week, contrasting it with Ripple's inclusive and regulatory engaged approach. Like I've said 1,000 times, Ripple is right from the very beginning to go straight to the regulators and not to assume that we were going to somehow have a government finance overthrow the way that a lot of Bitcoin maxis believe to this day. Not going to happen. I'm 45 years old, and at my age, you realize the powers that be are the powers that be, and they're not going anywhere. Next from BondCrypt, Binance DEX launching a XRP pegged crypto token called XRP BF2. Binance CEO Changpeng Zhao, I like calling him CZ Binance because I can't pronounce his name. It's a quote from him: XRP BF2 will have a supply of 10 million. And so this is interesting to see where this is going to go. Then Big Boy Pants XRP sent me this, and this is so great. If they tell you speed and costs don't matter, show them this picture. If they tell you their classic car, Bitcoin, is a store of value because it has limited supply, tell them your futuristic car, XRP, is also a store of value because it has limited supply, which it does. One of the dumbest things that I hear from Bitcoin maximalists is, oh, you've got 100 billion. Well, let me inform you. If you have a 100 billion that will never increase and you have 12 million that will never increase in Bitcoin, that serves the same function. So in other words, if you invest 10,000 in Bitcoin and you invest 10,000 in XRP, both of those, the scarcity of those serves the same purpose in terms of the value that brings to the table. Where the value increases with XRP is where its utility, where there actually is utility because of the technological benefits. So you have, with that utility on top of it, in other words, the digital asset being useful, monies can flow through that utility that will not flow through Bitcoin in the long run because there is no utility. It's too freaking slow. Again, do I need to draw a picture? All right. And finally, Costa Rica Kelly had her own diagram. Kind of interesting time to be alive. This is the Bitcoin old car. It's not rocket scientist, and this is XRP. Although this one will go, what does it say? Although this one will go to the moon. So great graphic. I'm the digital asset investor. I'm not an investment advisor. This is for entertainment purposes only. Please subscribe and hit the like button and tell your friends and family that XRP is just faster and cheaper and more scalable. Thank you for listening.